Hey yo, what's the deal? It's the Don, Tony Teflon. Yeah, House Teflon. Yeah, we pull the strings. Yeah, and this is a Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 1, Two Swords review. First off, I'd like to say, good looks to being back doing this review. Good looks to everybody. Hope everyone had a nice year off and everything else and had a good time, you know what I mean? And to me, like, Game of Thrones is like the Super Bowl, man, you know what I mean? So I'm just happy that it's back on and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to try to run this one. This review is, obviously, I'm going to assume you've seen it. So I'm not going to just do exactly what happened because I'm assuming you did. So I just wrote down a couple of points, a couple of people, and I'm going to touch on that, you know what I mean? As for spoilers and stuff like that, the stuff I'll say may be considered somewhat spoilery, but you're not going to know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to say anything crazy. So it will be the people who read the book will understand what I'm talking about. The people who haven't won't understand a couple of things that I say, you know what I mean? But nothing crazy, nothing who's going to die, nothing like that. I'm not putting nothing like that out there. So you can watch this and not have to worry about nothing like that, alright? So let's get into this. First off, I'd like to say the intro. I like the intro because usually when the intro happens, it shows you the spots that they're going to go. They showed Dragonstone. You know, I think that was the second place they showed. So I really thought Stannis was going to get some time in this, and he didn't, which pissed me off. He should get time in every video. And then they showed, the other place they showed Dreadfort. I thought that Ramsay and them would get some run, and they didn't get no running really at all in this. So, and then they showed where Danny's at and all that, and I thought that you know that was cool and stuff like that. You know, I liked the beginning. As you can see, Winterfell is still on fire, so I guess no one's going to be going there for a while and stuff like that. So I guess the first thing we could say is the melting of ice. All right, now the melting of ice, or better to say the melting of ice and the forming of Jaime and them swords, because obviously the sword was stolen and stuff like that. I like the way they did that. I thought that was great. That was a great. Every time I see Tywin, you know, Tywin is Saddam Noonspot to me, because from the Golden Child, you know what I mean? So that's every time I see him, he makes me laugh and stuff. I just think of Eddie Murphy coming around the corner sometime and stuff like that, saying something to him. But you know, I thought that was a great scene, the way he burned the wolf thing right, the pelt right inside the thing. Really symbolic and showing you exactly, you know, how this dude usurped the family and stuff like that. I thought that was great. The swords look good. I thought the swords should look a little bit better. They're supposed to have a reddish and a black tinge to them and stuff like that. And Taito Mott, I thought he was already there working in King's Landing because Gendry worked for him in the books. And then they had him fly in some other guy and stuff like that. I don't know if it was Taito Mott or whatever, but regardless, I think that was a really good scene and really set the pace for it too. I think you go immediately from that, we go right to Oberyn Martell. And this is the first seeing really of someone from Dorne and everything else, and this whole people coming up to meet Tyrion and stuff like that. And I like the Dorne. I guess the thing I like about it is that when they show him, within the 5 minutes that they show him, you know everything about this dude. You know who he is, you know how he gets down, you know who he gets down with, you know why he's pissed off, you know he's a great fighter, you see him in action, you see him do all these things. Now, you see the way they treat things in the Dawn. If you're gay, it doesn't matter. Now, people want to say he's bisexual. Or to me, it's just I don't you know, bisexual, gay, same thing to me. You know, I don't even really think of bisexuality. I just think of gay and straight, and I just think that, you know, if you're a gay guy and you sleep with men and women, you're just a gay guy who sleeps with men and women, and vice versa. You know, it's nothing. It is what it is, and that's the way I see it. I don't really say bisexual. That's just me. But so yeah, so it's, you know, he's up there, he's a great fighter, you know what I mean? You see everything about him, and I like the Oberyn character, you know, I liked him and stuff like that. You see the man don't give a fuck, he's not afraid of these dudes, even though he's out there basically by himself, but the bottom line is the dude's a prince, you know what I mean? A prince in Dorne, which basically means king, you know what I mean? So as instead of the word king, they use the word prince. So he would be the king, the second king of Dawn, his brother being the first king, the oldest brother, section of line, and stuff like that. So obviously they tell you, he tells you how he's still mad about the mountain and stuff like that. He heard the rumor that the mountain killed his sister and raped her and everything else, and that's what he's really there for, to get to the bottom of that. I thought that was great. Going to Dany and her dragons. When I first seen the scene, when Dany's sitting there petting the dragons and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my god, what is this? Is this like that video game Scorch? Is this going to be like How to Ride a Dragon? I was getting nervous. And then when the dragon jumped at her, and then she got scared, then I was like, alright, we back on track. That's the way it's supposed to be. These dragons are not supposed to be nice. Not supposed to be able to just sit there and lick your face. It's not a dog or lap dog or anything like that. It's a dragon, and it's weird to me. Now, is it a dragon or is it a wyvern? I mean, I know it's supposed to be a dragon, but does a dragon have 4 legs and then wings, and the wyvern have his hands connected to the wings? Is that the way? That's what I always thought, but I think they have more of a wyvern look. I don't know, but I thought they looked great. You know what I mean? I like the way they're going with that they're not making these things all nice. They're not supposed to be nice. They're not supposed to be cuddly. And I'm glad that they, that they're making them mean and stuff like that. And Daenerys is understanding that, you can't control them. Anyone who's read The Princess and the Queen and stuff like that, we know you can't control the dragons. And that's the bottom line. And stuff like that. You see a man trying to flirt with her and stuff like that. You see where it's going. She's saying, oh, you see him taking a shot. Listen, you might as well take a shot with her. You know what I mean? She's the hottest chick there, and she's running the show. So I like the guy playing him better than the guy last year. And I just seen that just from a couple of lines. I like this dude better. The other guy last year had a funny looking face. He was weird looking to me. Just looked crazy. I didn't like him at all. So it just... But, yeah, Dany, there's not really much going on. I mean, you see what's happening. She's about to run up on these people. It's not really much going on, but I think this her and the dragons intermingling was really the thing there. Let's go Arya and the Hound. Now, which I think was probably the best scene in the show, or the whole Arya and the Hound show. And I will say this, and people may say this is a spoiler, but it's not. I understand by watching that scene why George R. Martin released that Mercy chapter. And if you've read that Mercy chapter, then you should understand it too, because it's basically identical. And I think that's why he released that chapter when he did, because he knew that was coming out and stuff like that, and he wanted to make sure that he got that out there. But yeah, I definitely like that. It's a little weird. Obviously, in that fight, the Hound, in the books, the Hound gets hurt, and he didn't get hurt this time. So, but I thought the way that Arya killed the dude. See, I don't have a problem with Arya killing no one. I like the way she killed him. I like the way she kind of did a Brienne thing, like when Brienne killed the guy, and the guy was like, he killed the girl slow, and she slowly did that, and she did that to this guy, just slowly stuck the blade in him. So I like that, you know what I mean? I like Arya to kill her straight up. I hope she kills everybody. Arya's my chick. So I definitely like that scene. That's what I said. I think that was the best scene in the show. That was Arya and the Hound and stuff like that, and killing those dudes. Next thing I will talk about is Jaime and his golden hand. Well, we could see where this is going. Jaime, Cersei's turned him down. His dad wants him to go home with his tail between his legs and just run. He ain't willing to do it. He wants to serve in the King's Guard. You see Joffrey dissing him. You see the other guy not respecting him. He's got a half a page. It's funny that they brought up Sir Duncan the Tall, and they brought up Sir Arthur Dayne, which I think is very important that they do bring those two people up, because I think they'll be relevant later on in the story for the background and stuff like that. So, so you see Jaime, and then you see him talking to Brienne, and obviously you can see where this is going. The guy wants to fill up his book. He's not feeling honorable and stuff like that. Cersei don't want to have sex with him no more. She's kind of disgusted with him, basically telling him, listen, you left me, son. If you would have been here, handling your business, we would have been together. But she's bailing on him. He's basically going to have nothing but his honor. And that's what he's going to have to try to work to restore. And that's exactly, you can see the trip that he's going on. I mean, obviously it was funny to see him struggle with the sword. He couldn't get the sword in the sheath and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I think that's where Jaime's storyline is going. I liked it. I liked the way they made the hand look. I thought, but obviously the hand is definitely useless. A hook would be better. But Cersei wants something pretty. But I don't know why she cares. She ain't trying to sleep with the dude anyway. But, you know, it's funny that they're trying to make you feel bad for Jaime. I'll never feel bad for Jaime. This is the same dude who pushed the brand out the window. And that Stannis Baratheon, the rightful king, would say, a good deed doesn't wash away the bad. So I hope he dies in the end anyway. But we'll see what happens. All right. Did Oberyn, we did the Ice, we did that, we did Dragon, we did Arya and the Hound. Let me talk about Cerdantos. Now Cerdantos, they didn't show him since that first scene where he drank the wine and Sansa saved his life and stuff like that. I thought they took him out the show. I'm glad they put him back in the show. I hope it's just not just that one interaction. I hope it continues and stuff like that. Now the book people know that Cerdantos is very intricate in what goes on in Sansa. They could have taken that part out and still done the same story, but I think it's better with Cerdantos, and the fact that they're using Cerdantos in this is very good, and I hope they continue using it. So, you see him, she gives him this necklace, he gives her this necklace that was, you know, purpley type necklace that was, you know, that's the only thing he had left to his mother and stuff like that, and she accepted it and stuff like that. Sansa, I think, you know, I like Sansa, I think she's hot. Speaking of hot chicks, let me get back to that chick with the nice ass and the redheaded one inside that goddamn whorehouse. There's no need to bring no other chick over there, boy. When you got that chick, that would have been it for me. The game would have been over. And going back to the whorehouse real quick, Oberyn Martell, the sand snake that was there, I love that chick. I loved her when she was in Rome. I mean, it's funny when I see her because she's aged since Rome. Aged gracefully, but she has aged, it's obvious. But I haven't seen her since Rome, but she's still so hot, and hopefully she gets naked too, and stuff like that. I hope she gets naked, and I hope to see that redheaded girl's ass again, because that chick was the hottest chick I think on the show to begin with, to me. I'm a black man, you know what I mean? So you know how we get that, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's that. Back off. Let me get to this. The Fens. All right. Now the Fens, I thought from the clip that the guy with the scar on his head was the Magnar Fen. I always thought that, but obviously that's not the Magnar Fen. That's just Fen and stuff like that. Let me give you a little background of who the Fens are. All right, the Fens are led. The Fens are led by Styr, S-T-Y-R. I don't know how you say that, but that's it. The Magnar Fen, who rules with an iron hand. The Fens have joined Mance Rayder, who defeated her 3 times in their alliance to win their alliance. Now, we know that's how they got there. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I don't want to spoil anything and stuff like that. But the Fens are free folk, inhabitants from Fen. It's a location in the mountain valley of the peaks of the Frost Springs beyond the wall. The Fens consider themselves the last of the first men. They speak the old tongue, and most only have few words of the common tongue. They are led by a Magnar. A Magnar means Lord, alright, in Fen, who is considered by his people to be more than a god by his people. But because they have the laws and the lords of the valley, some consider the Fens more sophisticated than the other free folks. Alright, even though we see them eating people, people still consider them more sophisticated and stuff like that. And they are the ones who really deal with the giants more than regular men. They are the ones who talk to the giants and kind of got down with the giants. The Fens are known as savage fighters. And because their belief in their Magnar is that he is their god, they are absolutely obedient to the Magnar. Period. No one can tell them what to do but the Magnar. He says it, it's done. They will not. He's God to them. And that's the bottom line. They are also better equipped than most of the free folks because they usually have bronze. They have bronze helms, they have bronze axes, and most of the other people have chip stones, and you know, and they have short stabbing spears and leaf-shaped heads. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. They are really tough guys and stuff like that. I like the Fen, but that's like I said, when I first seen that guy on the commercial, I thought that was the Magnar. But obviously that's not the Magnar. So the Fens are down there. These dudes don't fuck around. For real. That's the best way I could say it. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to go into any details and stuff like that about them and stuff. So that's basically what the video is about. I think those are the main points to touch on in this video. I thought I have to give the show, if I have to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm not going to go 10 right off the bat. It's too much. So we're going to go with a really 7.5 for the first episode. I thought it was a really good episode, but they got a lot to go on. It did change a couple of things. You could see, if you're a book reader, how far they strayed and stuff like that. But I thought it was good. I thought it was a great episode. I can't wait till next week and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, and I hope they bring back that redheaded shit. Maybe I just got a thing with redhead. Maybe I have to go meet me a redhead or something like that. You know, I may have one in the stash right now. Anyway, yeah, I really did enjoy this episode and stuff like that. It was really cool and really good to be. It was good to have Game of Thrones back. I feel like my life is back now and stuff like that. So, yo, if you like this, we gonna do this every week, and obviously I'm gonna keep doing my stuff for my regular people. You know, the people that read the books. We gonna keep doing those too and stuff like that. But yo, if you looking at the video, commit to it, brother, and subscribe. Don't just look and run. Commit. Don't be afraid. Commit to me. I need some subscribers. So subscribe, watch, like, comment. I love comments, and I love debates, and I love all that. And let's get into it, you know what I mean? If you want to see me do it a different way, or do this video in a different way, or talk about different stuff, just put it down in the comments, and I definitely will do that, you know what I mean? So, yo, as always, this is the Don of House Teflon, Tony Teflon. We pull the strings. Cheer! See you next week, peoples.